Back at Hendrick, meanwhile, in the paint and decal department, the pace is somewhat less relaxed. The 2009 season isn't even in the books, and the 2010 paint out is ready to be inked. The Hendrick Paint Department is a state-of-the-art facility that would make any auto body shop drool. Thousands of square feet of prep space, 6 ventilated spray bays, and climate-controlled areas for drying, not to mention some of the most highly skilled technicians in the business.
Compared to this right here now.
That's where I'm going.
They create complex paint schemes for an average of 2 cars per week. The number 88 car will have a whole new appearance next year. A new season, a fresh look, a clean start. The paint scheme had to be personally approved by Dale Jr., and the word is he can't wait to drive it.
My name's Mike Smith. I work with Hendrick Motorsports. 2 or 3 of us actually can do the decals, but I usually do most all of them. Usually we start with the numbers. The numbers actually have to be in a certain position. NASCAR says they have to be a certain size. One of the main things on these cars is we try to keep all the decals as straight as possible. We represent the sponsors, and we want their logo to look good. We have parts of the car that are actually what they call prime parts. They're the ones that get the most exposure from TV. So these parts are more expensive to the sponsors. I did a schematic for each one of the cars. It shows in detail where the decals actually go to.
Tonight, Hendrick Motorsports is celebrating its 25th anniversary. Everyone from Rick Hendrick right on through to the pit crew and their families are gathered for the movie premiere of the documentary, Together, the Hendrick Motorsports Story. It's a chance for Dale Jr. to spend a little time with the wide array of folks who make up the Hendrick organization.
I think it's a lot of fun. Interested in seeing how the movie is and learn a little bit more about Rick, and hopefully see some friends while we're at it. It's fun to go out to these events.
And to rub elbows with some of its other drivers. Jeff Gordon is here, and Jimmy Johnson. And there's Darrell Waltrip, the most colorful man in this room, and perhaps any other. From one premiere onto another, the paint on the 2010 car has dried. Today, Dale Jr. and his team are seeing it for the first time. The unveiling of a new paint out is always a big moment. Maybe it's because precision is so pivotal in this sport that paint design is the one thing that's almost purely aesthetic. Or maybe it's just that new paint steers a team into the future toward hope and anticipation.
Want to see the new car? Have you seen it?
Can I lie?
Yeah.
I have seen it.
So you're lying or telling the truth?
I don't know, you figured that one out.
Hey, Dave. You're acting a little nervous.
This new scheme is bold, simple, an instant classic. And it's an instant hit with the number 88 team.
I got a real serious question. We're trying to decide on what to do with the splitter up there, whether to leave it all white or paint the top green or leave the face white.
Can you take a vote?
Yeah. Top. We're gonna leave it all white, or we can paint the top green, leave the face white. All white?
Green.
You're saying green.
How many vote white?
They said green.
Y'all want to do a vote? How many vote white? Raise your hand. Green top, white. What it is. That was easy. I'll do that more often.
Really excited about next year because the new paint scheme on the car. We're supposed to do some work on the truck, so we got some new colors. It represents a new beginning, refreshes ourselves, and we'll go ahead and be really excited about having a real successful year next year.
Something that's always a hit with the number 88 team, lunchtime. Refueling, like everything else here, is a team sport. The camaraderie between Dale Jr. and his teammates is real. These are the people he trusts his life to every Sunday of the week. Trust like that can't help but grow into true friendship. This is Dale Jr.'s moment, his chance to adjust the seating, throttle position, steering, and anything else he brings to the team's attention. Wherever Sunday's race is, Dale Jr. has driven it before. He's anticipated that track's conditions, and he is determined to have the right car to meet them.
You know, we moved all the pedals away from you.
Was that the first week?
No.
All right, see, it shouldn't have. Once I got my heel
But
where
that's the first time you run
once
that
I got
car.
my heel where I could slide, it was just like this.
Dale Jr. alone will pilot this car on Sunday, and he's not shy about asking for changes. Ultimately, it's his specifications that must be met.
And this thing, I got no range of motion. You need to loosen it, turn it counterclockwise around the pipe about 1/4 inch. That's the current thing. That's better.
Confidence in your team and confidence in your car. Driving at speeds approaching 200 miles per hour requires it. This is no informal meet and greet between car and driver. The clock is winding down and pressure is mounting.
Before we load the car, we'll put the race carburetor and intake on today. We'll basically nut and bolt the whole engine, make sure nothing falls off, everything's good. Make sure all the lines are tight. Make sure there's no fluid leaks. Basically gets done at the engine shop, and then we do it again here before it gets loaded, so it kind of just a double checklist.
Though much of what happens here comes down to instinct, none of it relies on memory. The official load-in checklist for the number 88 car is 250 items long, leaving nothing to chance.
The checklist is just a reminder. You should know what you're checking. But a lot of times what I'll do is I'll go through and then I'll go look at the checklist, start signing it off, and I'll say, oh, I forgot that. It's more of a reminder than anything else.
Given what's at stake, the fierce competitiveness of NASCAR, and the great potential for danger, it is an overkill to triple and even quadruple check every last system on the car.
Dropping the grid down, and we're going to mark the spots on the car where the templates run.
NASCAR rules and specifications are exacting. Body templates must conform to within hundredths of an inch. Any deviation from official specifications could lead to fines and even disqualification on race day. Either it's right or it isn't. There's no room for error. Energy builds as the week of preparation is funneled into a single day of reckoning. Now, a fresh car is on its way to a new chance at glory. Even after 96 hours of preparation, things can and do go wrong at the track. Dale Jr.'s team packs some extras just for such occasions. A spare engine, transmission, suspension, and electrical components. And just in case things really go sideways, there's a backup car. Will Sunday belong to Dale Earnhardt Jr. and the number 88 team? 6 days of intense anticipation all come down to this. One car and one driver, with an incredibly devoted team behind him. There's nothing left to do now but race.